Hi, Melinda here from Mindy's Craft Shack. Today I'm going to show you my take on the very popular Lemonade Tumbler. Now what you'll need today is your ice cubes, your sliced lemon, of course your tumbler, glitter, and lemon decals. Now, before we get started, don't forget to subscribe. Let's go have some fun! To start this project, I'm using a 12-ounce wine tumbler from the Stainless Depot company. Also, the glitter I'm using is from Sandy's Organized Chaos, and it's from her Pixie Dust line, and it's called Iridescent. I'll have those links along with the other supply links that I use in this video in the description below. Now, just to let you know, the method I'm using to get the glitter on is called the epoxy method. This is really the only method I use because I really like it, but you can use any method you feel comfortable with. Once I have it glittered, I'll go ahead and hang dry it for 6 hours and then put the first flood coat on this, and then I'll be back. So it's the next day and I'm here with a perfectly smooth tumbler, and I've got my clear water slide lemons that I'm putting on. Now I was kind of afraid to do this because I was putting it on a yellow background, so I didn't know how it would turn out. And I think it turned out really nice. That iridescent color of yellow is perfect for this water slide. And here I am just going through, putting my decals on, making sure that water is out from underneath the decal. And I'm using a squeegee to do that, and then just patting it dry with a paper towel. Now, if you get a spot where it wrinkles or something, just get your squeegee wet and go over it, and it'll straighten right out. Now I'm just putting on my wording here. And you can use any decal you want for this part. A lot of people have used the Country Time Lemonade. I wanted something a little different. And since I was putting it on a wine tumbler, I decided to put not your everyday lemonade. And here you see me cutting between those letters, and the reason why I'm doing that is so that I can make sure that word lemonade is straight on my tumbler. And I was looking and it's like, oh, I got this big hole here, so I decided to add another lemon to it. Once I have it as dry as I can get it, I'll go ahead and hang dry it for a couple more hours just to make sure there is absolutely no water under there. Remember, if you don't make sure it's absolutely dry, your epoxy is not going to set up, and it'll ruin that epoxy. So now you see me here going and putting my epoxy on and just making sure I get full coverage of that tumbler. Now while that tumbler is drying in my heat box, I'm going to go ahead and we'll start on the lid. So when I saw everybody doing this lemonade tumbler, I thought, Wow, I wonder if I can make it look like the lemon is hanging on the rim. And so I played with some lemons and lime slices, and I found the perfect cut in order to be able to do that. And so I'm using this lime slice as a template so I can cut my lemon slice to be able to fit on that lid and hang over the edge like it's hanging on the rim. And that's what I do. I'm just cutting that lemon with my Dremel. Now, if you don't feel comfortable cutting the lemons on your own, then and you want to make one like this, go ahead, have somebody else cut it. Um, I work with my Dremel a lot, so I don't have any problems with the cutting. But I understand some people aren't comfortable doing that, and that's okay. So here I'm just trying to get through this lemon. Now it's not very hard to cut through it. I'm just being extra careful because I don't have a lot of room for error, and even though I do work with the Dremel a lot, I still fear that I could cut my finger off. So I'm being very careful with this, making sure I have it positioned just right. Um, making sure my fingers are out of the way. And I'm just going to cut through this lemon, and once we get through it, then I'll go ahead and sand and clean up the marks from the permanent marker, and I do that with just a little bit of acetone on a cotton swab, and it comes right off. Okay, now that we got the lemon cut and out of the way, it's time to start putting on the ice cubes. Now I'm using a UV resin called Blue Moon Studio, or it's by Blue Moon Studio. I got this at Michael's, and I've never worked with UV resin before and was really glad that I found this. So I'm just going to position these on there, and they're almost like a puzzle. They fit really nice together. They might not look like they would, but they really do. So what I'll do is show you a few that I put on here, and I'll put the UV light over it, and then I'm just going to put it in fast motion until I get to putting on the lemon. So before I get too many more ice cubes on here, I'm going to go ahead, put the lid on the cup, and place my lemon on here. I want to make sure I have it in the right spot, and then I'll continue putting the ice on and around the lemon. Now here I'm just trying to find that sweet spot for this lemon, and once I do, I'll be putting on that resin and putting the light on. What I'm looking at when I'm doing this is where the lemon sits on the tumbler, on the lid and on the side there. Is there too much of a gap or not enough gap? Because now I want to be able to take this lid off and slide it on without bothering that lemon. I did want to just throw in there, in case some of you are confused, when I resin this to the lid, it's the lemon to the lid, I'm just doing it to the lid. I'm not getting any resin on that tumbler. If I did, I wouldn't be able to take this lid off. Now I know this is a little wobbly, but I'm okay with that because as I put the ice around it, I'm going to secure that lemon there even more. And so I'm okay with it being a little wobbly to begin with, because trust me, once I'm done, that lemon's not moving. So I'm just going to continue to secure that lemon with these ice cubes. And I'm just going to fast forward now, and then I will be back when it is all finished. Oh, I did want to mention, as you're putting on these ice cubes, there are little tiny ones in there that really help fill in those little holes that you get. So, it works out really well. All right, and here it is. I've got the straw in and I'm able to move that around. Now I'm not able to close that slider because I do have the ice on top of there, so that slider doesn't close anymore. But here I am showing you I can take the lid off and put it right back on, and that lemon is not bothered at all. It works out great. Now if you like this video and want to see more, go ahead and click that subscribe button. And don't forget to ring that bell so you get new notifications of upcoming videos. Also, give me a thumbs up. Now, if you'd like to join my Facebook group, Mindy's Craft Shack, go ahead and follow the link in the description below. I hope you all have a great and wonderful, safe weekend. Bye!